Super awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah. Hello and welcome to the latest in this ongoing series of a deep dive into the Unsealed timeline, texts and emails of the Blake and Lively Wayfarer case. The Blake Lively and Wayfarer case. Goodness. Which started from a segment from Iced Out, and you can see the playlist right here on the page. Go check it out when you get the shot. Go shoot yourself in the face with Blake Lively's hubris. Anyway, you can check out all the previous Funcast episodes here. This is just kind of like an offshoot. I was told in the comments, shout out to this person. Ugh, I gotta turn that down. That's gonna kill my ears as well as yours. Okay, so I was told in the comments section here to move my logo to the bottom left or somewhere because it cuts off the words and can't follow along. Just a suggestion. Well, thank you for the suggestion. I was wondering what to do with it myself. For right now, since I'm going to start with a video, I do want to let you know this is the case that we're looking at. Let me refresh so you can see. Go to the top. Lively v. Wayfarer Studios. It will be in the show notes as usual. So that's what we're covering. Today there was some news, and you can get all the latest from docketupdates.com. Shout out to them. And the latest news is that Judge Lyman denied the sanctions against Brian Friedman regarding his statements in the case, which was crazy. And we're glad that the First Amendment won out there. Hopefully it'll keep winning out in these cases, but we'll see. This is the timeline that we ended on the 7th. So I want to go straight to the video. I'm going to move the logo because I'm being more aware of that. I don't know if I can move it. Let me see. Yeah, I can. No, I can't. Okay, I cannot move the logo. Apologies. Undo. The logo will be in a better area. So just, I hope it doesn't get in the way too much in this video. But this is from a Justin Baldoni interview with CBS Mornings from August 7th, 2024. Same year, same date. And this is very interesting because it starts with this clip of them and their first kiss as Riley, I guess. Ryle and Lily, which I guess would be Riley, wouldn't it? So Ryle and Lily have their first kiss, which is after the karaoke scene, where, as we've seen before, is what transpired that, you know, the sexy remark and everything, that he said she looks sexy in this amazing outfit that you're going to see in a second. She just cannot stop being sexy. I mean, God damn it. Look at this awesome, sexy-ass outfit that he was not being sarcastic about at all. Let's get into the interview so that we can see what he was doing in regard to, you know, kind of in comparison to what she was doing in the promo.
I mean,
they were supposed to be just once. Now I'm thinking maybe twice. that was 10 minutes and 36 seconds into the movie. Not that I was counting, but I thought that was one of the best first kisses I've seen on a movie.
Oh boy, Justin Baldoni, you see, we've been talking to you all morning long. Good morning, good to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. You guys are such lights.
We love your film, we love your work, we love what you've done with this book, which has, you know, it sold 6 million copies, Colleen Hoover's book. I've been, in anticipation of you coming here, I went on Reddit to see what people are saying about the book in anticipation of the film. They love the book, so there's millions of fans out there. You are one of those fans. You immediately bought this book right, and you wanted to direct it. Why?
Well, I first optioned this book in 2019, and at the time it had sold just under 1 million copies. And I had
Why
never
did you read it? Yeah.
Well, I just started Wayfarer Studios, and at the time my book agent, shout out to Johanna Castillo, sent it to me. And she said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
Were you
maybe-
reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, you know, like snot coming out of my nose. And then I read the reason why Colleen wrote the movie. It was for her mother, who had a real life experience like this. You know, she was Lily Bloom. And I just thought if this could affect me in this way, then I can only imagine what it could do for women and people who are in this situation all over the world. Because all of us have a situation or a pattern that we need to end the cycle of.
How did it change your mindset, I guess, going into a movie like that that touches on domestic violence, among other topics? Don't want to give everything away, but how did that change you as an actor, as a director, in terms of how you see that issue and your role in speaking out about it?
Like, you know, I think it's a great question. I think as a man, I'm always going to come with my own biases. And it's one of the reasons I was afraid to direct this movie, let alone act in it. And I wanted to make sure this film always had a female gaze, and I was never putting myself into it. But one of the things that I think is very easy to say, especially for us men, is when we maybe talk to somebody who's in this situation, or we read a book, or we hear a news story, the question that's always asked is, why did she stay? And that's the wrong question.
Yeah.
What we need to be asking ourselves is, why do men harm?
Yes.
And that was the big thing for me. And what I've learned more and more and more of is, like, you know, these women who experience this every single day, there's real love there. You know, there's charm, there's charisma, there's passion, there's this belief that they can be better, and it's not so simple. So our friends that know more, I'm wearing their pin right now, they were the ones who really worked with me to help me make this film as truthful as possible and hopefully do justice to
I just
what
like
experience this.
just I like the messaging. Instead of asking why does she stay, ask why do they do that. I think that's a much better lens to look at it. But it's my understanding that you hadn't intended on casting yourself. That Colleen Hoover said, you know, really you should play this. Now I find that interesting. What do you mean you didn't plan on casting yourself? You read the role,
Yeah, you know, I had an assistant at the
and you
time.
still could have said no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I had an assistant at the time who read the book, and she's like, you got to play Ryle. And after I read it, I think there was this part of me that wanted to. I think we all have, you know, these big dreams. Like, oh, what a role that would be, or, you know, that would be incredible. But that little voice in our head is like, no, you can't do it. You're not good enough. And that was very loud for me. And honestly, I was nervous. This is a very complex, difficult role to play. And Colleen had sent me a very short email just before we finished the option of her book, and it was very simple. It said, have you ever thought about acting in the movie? Maybe Ryle. I could see it. And I think it was her belief in me that gave me the ability to dream and have the confidence to possibly pursue it. And 2 years later, after development, is when I decided to take it on.
And the premiere was last night.
Premiere was last night.
How was it?
Oh, it was so beautiful. It's like to work on something for so long, and then to celebrate it with the people you love. Yeah,
In the basement.
I was kind of speechless all night.
Can I ask you,
About Jane the Virgin.
was it
And then this dude just starts talking about Jane the Virgin out of nowhere. Anyway, back to the timeline. So I just wanted to do that just to show you what people are seeing in the media, from the media to like the cast members and everything. Like they're seeing him tackle these issues in a different way, in a way, whereas Blake is kind of like doing her own thing in the promo. We'll get to that though, don't worry. I figured out how to move the logo, so it is finally at the bottom, which is where I wanted it to ultimately go, because I feel like at the top it's gonna fuck up the videos. So let's get back to the timeline. We're on the 8th now. So that was the 7th. We had the premiere before that. We have the promo happening, and then we have welcome aboard Jed Wallace, who is in the news today. I should mention this. Okay, so I'll mention it very briefly. Here's what happened today. There was audio in the Rebel Wilson Amanda Ghost case. If you followed that, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, then I guess if you care, look it up. But that does involve Friedman and Tag PR, so it's kind of relevant, but it's also a side quest because it's regarding defamation by Rebel Wilson, etc. And they made smear websites about Amanda Ghost, saying that she was like the Indian Ghislaine Maxwell and everything, which is odd because Melissa Nathan is connected to Jeffrey Epstein in the emails. And as it turns out, Amanda Ghost is partners in the Unigram project. If you want to look at that up, go ahead. I don't really think it's necessary to get into it, but it's like entertainment related, with Lynn, let me try his name again, Blavatnik, we'll try that, who was mentioned in the files as well, in the emails with Jeffrey, as a friend and a neighbor. So there's that. And it was alleged that, or it was going to be alleged that he was procuring women with Amanda's help. And that's how everything started with this whole Deb shit with Rebel Wilson. Anyway, Jed Wallace is kind of this crazy figure, mythical figure who knows everything about the internet, according to Blake Lively, and is the architect of the smear machine. So keep that in mind. So he's hired on the 8th by Tag. Not sorry. No, sorry. Not sorry. I'm not sorry. But he's hired by Jamie to help Tag and the crisis PR firm involving Melissa Nathan. So here we go. That is the crisis PR firm from Melissa Nathan. So we'll start on Thursday, August 8th, 2024 at 11:01 a.m. Melissa Nathan wrote, "Hi Jamie, please meet Jed, who will be having his team assist on all social activity based on our own conversations as well as their digital plan you are in receipt of. He is aware we are going for their quote 2 option for 30,000 PM for 3 months. Jed and team has worked on some of the most monumental BTS projects globally, and I'm extremely happy to make this intro between you both. I'm sure you are. Jen, Matthew, and tag team will be working alongside them, of course, but you both should find a few minutes to connect around the project as well as payment. Thanks so much, Melissa." On August 8th, 2024 at 1:08 p.m., Katie Case wrote, "To quickly follow up, as I know we want to work as fast as possible, I've attached an invoice from Street Relations as discussed, and to echo Melissa, Jed, and his team are truly the best of the best. So happy we could make this connection." Then we got Jed. He says, "Thank you for the connecting point, Katie," at 1:11 p.m. Jamie, an absolute pleasure. While the circumstances are the circumstances, this is our wheelhouse and have it prioritized across all platform-specific specialists working for me. Founder of Street Relations, Inc., Jed Wallace. "Hi, Jed," says Jamie at 2:41 a.m. "Wonderful to meet you. I apologize for the delay. The premiere and screening we had today has just been crazy time. We are happy to have you on board. As for the invoice, I'm adding my team to get into this and have you taken care of ASAP. Please meet Brian, Amen, and Mitz, our CFO, see I was right, our head of legal, and our VP of operations, respectively. Please rest assured we will get you squared up. Team Wayfarer, please prioritize this. Thank you, Jamie." Okay. Then we have August 8th, 2024, same date. Leslie Sloan and Sarah Nathan text exchange discussing how to begin weaponizing headlines. (11:21 a.m.) Call when free. X. "Oh, Kane, what's up? On plane. Hi, just checking that he's still not going to London or Denmark. Just about to talk to editor. How you feeling? He is not. I think you should put up story. Justine Camp called Daily Mail blaming Blake. On it. I need artist sauce." Come on, what does that even mean? What does it mean? She, even in her deposition, Leslie did not know what the fuck this meant. She's like, I don't know what artist sauce meant. Neither do I. Goodness. I need artist sauce. Whole cast isn't speaking with him, and they had spectate screening rooms at premiere. Everyone but him was with the cast. I think she meant separate. His cult had their own room. There he is. There she is calling everybody in a cult. Like they're all in a cult. Everybody he knows is in a cult. So nice. Stephanie is a lying cunt. Well, what else is new? But okay. Yep. Then she liked that. Blake is a producer on the film, and she has put her heart and soul into this. She has said this to everyone. PJs. Fine quote. The Film is so important and needs to be seen. Blake is a producer. She liked that. Mm-hmm. Am trying to hold off for now. Let's see. Thank you. Let me know. And she liked that. And then Daily Mail holding. I scared them. Stephanie's getting a call from studio. Call. Blake worked so hard. I want this work. I want this work? I want this work. I had to reread that. Because what? What? I want this. Okay, whatever. 11:52 a.m. Oh! Stephanie is really bad. Yeah, no shit. She is a horror show. They know your story and are appreciative you're holding. Okay, XX. I have you in a good light. She loved that. Let me know when to go. I was trying my best to hold for Friday night, Saturday a.m. Then she liked that. Then, well, I think we will be good. He went on Today's Show, and I don't know where that is that she liked that, but that must be from way before or something. I don't know. Then honestly, Stephanie is the worst. Holding for a beat, but I do think Stephanie is going to do something to be annoying. Yes, you are correct. Did I tell you I heard 3 things? 12:10 p.m. 1. Blake felt he looked at her while she was breastfeeding. 2. He lingered too long while kissing her in a scene. 3. Told her she smelled good. All a bit creepy. Let's speak when you land. My sister is going to call you when you land. She's now been brought in by Jen Abel, who reps Justin, who hates Stephanie with a passion, FYI. She wants to chat. Fans have proof of huge feud between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. 2:59 p.m. I'm about to land. Why? Because they didn't press. He was there edgy. She was there cuz to the end. Sure. She came with her family. Okay, chat later. Still holding. I'm landing soon. Love that. Alright, that all made sense. Then Tag discusses Jenna Redfield on the same date. Not my voice giving out in the beginning of the broadcast. Fuck you. The show must go on. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this goes from 8:08 to 8:09. It's a very long conversation, so dig in. Let's get into it. All right, so we have Alex Seeley on this conversation, Carolina Hurley, Dervla. Are you kidding me right now? Katie Case. Oh, you gotta be kidding me right now. Should I get some water? I don't know if I should. No, I'm gonna keep going. Riley Long, Zoe Kate. Okay, so all of these people work for Tag. Katie Case, 8:33 p.m. Is that Jenna Redfield girl the one who said she has ties to the studios, or is that another one? Sophie Moon Scout. Got it, thank you. Can we keep a super close eye out on further mentions of this? The whole thing is, what is it, messing me up? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to, I wish I could click on that. It will not let me click on it. Let me go in deep. Justin, the creator of a show called The Last Days, exploits the struggles of individuals facing immune diseases for his own gain. He found my friend who is battling a serious illness and followed her life closely, despite her grace in not speaking ill of him. I sensed from the start that something something was deeply wrong. Justin weaponizes therapeutic language, presenting himself as thoughtful and supportive, yet his actions reveal a very different reality. He portrays himself as an ally to women and the vulnerable, but it's all a facade. He manipulates the fucking vernacular? That looks like vernacular of care to mask his true intentions. In reality, none of the proceeds from the show benefited the individuals he profiled. Goodness. He even had the audacity to depict her hometown, a vibrant and affluent community, as a small, impoverished town. His portrayal was not just inaccurate, but insulting. Once the show aired, Justin took the profits and vanished, leaving nothing but a sense of exploitation in his wake. His behavior was not just tacky and gross. It was a betrayal of the very people he claimed to uplift. Man, that was a hard one. My eyes are not right for this. Okay, so, whew, all right, we got through that. It's obviously bullshit, but we can't let this spread, says Katie. Then Dervla says yes, and then Dervla shares, Perez Hilton, you have entered the chat. Ryan Reynolds cause Blake Lively feud, Justin Baldoni, it ends with us director, a little on the nose there. Then an X account from Scott Mendelson, don't know who that is. Puck reporter responding to the pre-tweet. Dervla says, then Case comes in, says, honestly, let them debate amongst themselves, LOL, 9:35 p.m. Zoe comes in with a TikTok. I'm not looking at that TikTok. Ain't got time for that. 11:59 p.m. They're just like monitoring the socials, basically. That's what they're doing, seeing what the damage is. Zoe says, talks about how Blake is being tone deaf by promoting her hair brand during this movie and about domestic violence, and that is why Justin is taking a back seat, because he doesn't want to be associated and wants to focus on the sensitive topics. That's on the 9th at 12:01 a.m. Another TikTok. This woman was on set with Justin during 5 Feet Apart and speaks to how wonderful Justin is. So they're trying to uplift his image and not, focus on her. They're focusing on him and making him look better in the press, which is their fucking job. People.com, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively direct It Ends With Us sequel, because he said that he wanted her to direct it, and then more on that. And then the Today Show, thank you. I can do a roundup after I make an agenda for blah blah. Oh, oops, just saw Dervla's email. I can do the roundup now. 11:16 a.m. Love that. I can listen later. Blake Lively dragged for forgetting It Ends With Us character is a victim of domestic violence from thetab.com. Don't worry, I'm listening. Daily Mail again. Blake Lively claims Ryan Reynolds wrote iconic scene. That's about the rooftop scene we've talked about. We got 12:17. Alex Seeley says, great flag, thank you. Brianna Butler says, It Ends Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni feud is on the Daily Mail. Please keep watch. Liked that. Uprocks.com. That still exists. Cool. The Ends With Us director, Justin Baldoni sequel, Blake Lively director. So they're getting that out there. It Ends With Us director, Justin Baldoni says Blake Lively should direct the sequel amid feud rumors. Thanks. Any pickup on the Daily Mail piece, particularly language that Justin was chauvinistic, etc. Zoe shares the Today article. Then I haven't seen any pickup yet, but I can keep looking. I will keep looking. Thank you. Then the Daily Beast, It Ends With Us scandal. What is the big feud? Thanks. Still nothing. Re the bad stuff, right? Nope. I'll just Reddit and X right now, but nothing in the media. Wait, sorry, that stuff is just on Reddit and X? Or it's also not on Reddit or X? No, I just need to check Reddit and X again. Oh, phew. sorry. Don't be. And then, redacted. X, the Rocha says, that's John Rocha. Who is this man, LOL? I was just going to ask, LOL, but 30,000 followers. I have no clue, but he has 30,000 followers. That's not bad. Emphasize that. Tatiana follows him. Oh, good. Tatiana Siegel, I believe, from Variety. If she's still there. Zoe, could we get a Justin roundup, please? Yes. Thank you. Can we please separate by speciation? That makes more sense. And coverage and stories that are pick up from the Daily Mail piece, re him being toxic and abusive on set. Yes, love that. Can we please separate by speculation coverage? That makes more sense. And stories that are pick up from the Daily Mail piece, re him being toxic and abusive on set. And then calls out Justin for being an Israel supporter and says his entire brand is a farce and he's manipulative. 3:45 p.m. Jesus Christ. I haven't seen any pickup off the Daily Mail article. Love that. More TikToks. TikTok about the Daily Mail article. She doesn't give an opinion, just summarizes the article. God damn it. Thank you. Please keep a really sharp eye on this. Does this girl have a lot of followers? We should have some of these newsy TikToks for that social outreach. Dervlad Zoe. Ah, yeah. I've been making a running list. I'll add them. Perf. 4K. Her video has no real engagement yet. Thank God. Okay, thank you. Overview of the situation, 4:49 p.m. Nothing new, but it's from a verified account, so thought I'd share. Comment from that TikTok. Thank the Lord for social and digital mitigation, LOL. Colleen Hoover has gone private on TikTok. Not sure if that's important. It's very important. Great scope. People who followed her before are saying she's deleting videos about the movie. Have they said which ones specifically? No, I'm trying to figure that out right now. I'll let you know if I find anything. I wish I had followed her. I don't even have TikTok, so you're one step ahead of me. Same girl. Justin Baldoni made Blake Lively uncomfortable. Sources, page 6. Need very close monitoring on this, please. They liked that. Perez Hilton again. Totally irrelevant. Justin Baldoni borderline abusive towards Blake Lively. It ends with us set. Thank you. TikTok about the Daily Mail article says that the reason he was praising Blake was because he realized that this news was going to break and he had to do damage control. She predicts that his PR team is going to make him release a statement saying he was a method actor. Wow. 5:25 p.m. on the 9th. Zoe says this is her response to someone commenting that it seemed like a PR stunt from Blake and Ryan's team. She admits that it is definitely all alleged, and she can't wait to see what reputable sources cover it and if Blake or Justin will speak on it. People are commenting saying they don't totally believe it and it seems like a hit piece. No one believes it because it's Daily Mail. Daily Fail, as I like to call it. Thank you. Where are these from? This TikTok, she has 95,000 followers. The sentiment on TikTok is most people aren't believing it. There is a small percentage that think it is true, if it's true, because he was method acting. She loved that. They talk about the controversy on this episode. Listening now. Claudia is questioning Justin. She is saying people are defending him because he is an advocate for women. But if he is such an advocate for women, why did every single woman on the cast unfollow him? 6:07 p.m. Does that say Shart? No, Z-Sharf. My bad. Then another TikTok. This TikTok says that Justin hyping Colleen and Blake up is suspicious, wondering what he is hiding and saying, shouldn't he want to direct the movie? The account has 50,000. 6:41 p.m. Comments are all defending him. Oh well. Okay, well, I went to college with Jackie and let's just say I do not take her seriously as a journalist. LOL. Love the previous Z-Sharf X post. Laughed at, okay, well, I went to college with Jackie, etc. Haha. Disliked this TikTok says that he's hyping Colleen and Blake, blah, blah, blah. That's us, lol. Laughed at that's us, lol. Because they're saying, that's us, we're doing that, except they're not. That's the joke. Blake. They're not doing it. This is not their smear machine. This is not a smear campaign, dummy. People are bashing her on Reddit, saying her takes always suck. And yet again, I fell for it. LOL, LOL. We all do. Any pickup on the post story? I'll stop being naive eventually. Not yet. Monitoring closely. I'll send another round up by EOD. End of day. Amazing. Thank you. 7:01 p.m. The Sun. It ends with us. Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively feud. Thank you. Can you guys please keep a sharp eye on this? This is the kind of story we're worried about. Light, can you guys keep the blah, blah, blah? Then Blake Lively drama, Justin Baldoni, it ends with us. Hoover movie feud. Vox.com has entered the chat. 7:06 p.m. Perez Hilton's back again. So irrelevant. Justin Baldoni talks challenge working with complex personalities. It ends with us amid Blake Lively beef. They emphasize that. And then Katie says, it took me years, don't worry, lol. Zoe says this pop culture account with 90k followers mentions how TikTok has sided with Justin. Loved the previous comment. I love that. In fairness, though, she's like, wear florals to see a movie about domestic violence. She's like, grab your girlfriends and put on your cutest dress. The movie is not giving girls' night out to me. Also, the cross promotion with her new hair care brand is tone deaf as well. And she emphasized that previous comment. Correct. Even if we weren't on her side, I'd be like sis. I think is what she's trying to say. 7:20 p.m. I'm just confused who's advising her because it doesn't take a genius to know that it's a bad look. I know, Zoe. And then she emphasized that. And then Dervla shows a YouTube video and another YouTube video. There's just monitoring shit that's about Justin. It's not that big a deal. So that all leads me to this interview that literally happened the same day. You cannot make this shit up. This was with Jake's Takes. Shout out to them. Don't copyright claim me or whatever. I'm just going to try and inform my audience as much as I can here. That's all I am doing. I am informing. This is educational. Let's get to it. Let's skip this intro though.
Guys, I genuinely love this movie. I always tell people I do junkets every day. You can't always tell people you love their movies, but I love this one. So seriously, thank you for taking the time.
Oh man, thanks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm going to jump into this, and Blake, I'm going to start with you. Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their life. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm
Yeah.
like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally? Yeah, what's been beautiful about this movie is that, like, unfortunately, we all know at least someone, but we normally know like a lot more than some ones. We know some many's who have experienced this, and the beauty of this has been to see people and to see this movie alongside women who haven't experienced this. Thank goodness. Go, whoa! It was I fell in love too. I saw the red flags, but they didn't look red. They looked kind of fuchsia and cute. But like, you know, I ignore them and I see why. And the story is told with such empathy that I feel like this movie can be healing, it can be a cautionary tale, and it can also it can be inspiring. So I think that the movie itself and Colleen's work itself does that work. And for anyone, if anyone ever comes up to you and says that your work meant something to them outside of just having that collective experience in a theater where you laugh and cry and feel together, like what a blessing. Like what, you know, the fact that we get to do this and it gets to mean something is like, yeah, it's really significant.
You mentioned cry, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. By the end of the screening, I was sitting alone in a movie theater here in Chicago. It was an ugly cry, like not even like a cute single tear. It was like that sad, that really that silent gagging.
Criers. Like other than Nicole Kidman, like
Yeah.
who cries cute? Because the word ugly cry comes up, but like
It's the same thing. It's synonymous. No one ever. Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, do you cry at your own movies? Like if you're sitting in a movie theater.
First time I watched this movie, I cried.
when
A couple
What's
times. Yeah, a couple times I cried in the movie, which I was surprised by. I mean, I'm a crier. I cried. I was like commercials, dogs, certain song.
Shout out to Milk Toast Sklenar.
I see like an old couple just walking down the street
Oh my
holding
gosh, so
hands, and I just
sweet.
start crying.
Otters, baby otters holding
Yeah,
hands.
anything.
Mom otters.
They hold hands when they sleep.
Squirrel
it's so
cuddling with
sweet.
another squirrel. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Or is, yeah, I'm moved by just beauty in general. But this film is really special, and I think that there's that emotional. It's just so relatable on every possible, but man or woman, you can relate to it in every way. The humanity of this thing. So yeah, I cried.
Oh, I suffer from toxic masculinity. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I.
Oh, she said the thing. She said that. Oh man, where did she say that? She said it in one of the fucking mountains of evidence that we have against her. In one of the emails that she suffered from toxic masculinity. She says that here. She said that in another interview too. She says it a lot. And yet she implies it about Justin. Odd. Just saying, a little transference there.
I cry
She
when
hit me when I started crying. Yeah, she said, get those tears back in there, boy.
I cry in movies and yeah, I obviously cry in real life too, but this movie, it still makes me cry. Yeah, there are still moments where, but I love these characters so deeply, and I'm so proud of the work that we all did in this movie, and that's, every single member on screen, all the people off screen. It was such a collective effort to get what you see on screen, and I just feel so proud of it, and I love.
And yet she claims that she was in charge of every goddamn thing in every department.
It so much that it feels just like a baby of mine. Like I couldn't love it more. So in that same way, yeah, to watch it grow and watch other people like it, and this is great. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It very much is. I've got 10,000 more questions I wish I could ask you. They're pulling me out of here, but I know you have an insanely busy day, so I appreciate you guys fitting me in.
Thank you so much. Thank
Good
you
to
so
see you
much.
guys.
Yeah, that went well. Let's check out the comments for that. Oh wait, there aren't any. There are no comments. They were turned off. Yikes. Okay, so that happened. I'm trying to remember which one's next here. Then we had this nugget of information, but we're going to get to this, I think, on the next one. Let's wait until we get through this section. Okay. So now we're at Danny Greenberg and Home, which I think is Ange Gianetti. Text exchange discussing the movie's success. So the movie is doing gangbusters right now. We're doing so well at the box office. Try Me went up 6:55 a.m. Danny is in a good mood. 7:23. I'm up. XX. Sorry about that craziness. Safe flight. Will text XXX. Not triple X. Damn. Danny says he loves that. Then he says, throw some numbers at me, mama. 4:51 p.m. On the plane, sweating the gossip. Well, so far, it's kinda amazing. Remember we wanted to beat 17.4 mil? They are projecting possibly 40 mil. And maybe 42 Saturday night, tells us story. Danny responds, incredible. Congratulations. You worked so hard on this. So very proud of your work. Best of the best. Sony, lucky to have you. Babe, we were in this together all the way. Congrats to you. I would have died on the vine without you. 5:01 p.m. Danny Greenberg, well, it did start with a general meeting we set for you and Justin. Nice when that actually becomes something. So happy we pulled this off. So fucking happy. I guess if B and J make no statements, it's just noise. And ultimately just dies down, right? Yep, exactly. I'm a little concerned about Steve S. He was really aggressive when I spoke with him. I've been texting Jamie to make sure he is managed and to make sure he speaks with me before doing anything nuclear. That's Steve Sarowitz, guys. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. He says, well, of course. Those two will never be fully out of the woods with him. Not the kind of guy you want to feel about you the way he feels about them. Call me when you land. Okay, 8:30. Tried you. 46 million. Fuck. 46 million. It's unreal. I'm pushing for 59. 9:29 p.m. Unreal. 50. Are you a happy, happy girl? Does Tom, remember you walking into his office and saying we are making this movie? I am so happy, and I reminded him on the red carpet Tuesday night that very fact. I actually said we wouldn't have this movie without me. Hand to God, those words actually came out of my mouth. Good for you. Love it. Shy I ain't. Then we have Justin and team. Nope, not yet. We have Warren Zavala, who is Blake's agent. That was Justin's agent, if you forgot. Danny. And then her agent and she have a text exchange where he props up Blake and discusses money. This is on August 9th as well. A lot happened in August, guys. We're going to go through it in August. 2 p.m. I just read the Daily Mail article. I feel it puts enough out there. How are you feeling? I'm sure you're exhausted thinking about you. He hired Johnny Depp crisis management team. They literally have boys going after me and propping him up. Boys? Yes, I know. British woman named Melissa, but still. Early number are very high. On track for 51 mil. Let's see if it holds. Wowee! Anything with a 4 in front is off the charts. Let's see. 5. Ah ha ha ha. Then we have Justin and team discussing how to promote socials. This is Jamie Heath, Mitz from Wayfarer, James Knobloch, Jerice Blackman, Henry J.W., or is that Jed Wallace? I think that's Jed Wallace. Then we have Jen Abel in there too. Okay. 11:27 a.m. Justin says, "Hey team, where are we at with the premiere party video edit? Also, very much need TikTok strategy. Please discuss with Jen. We discussed this morning. They are on it. Also, I need you guys to really be on all the stories I'm tagged in. I think you should let all people DM me so you can see people's reactions to film, and I can be reposting everything. These next 36 hours are crucial, and we need to be on it, looking at everything, finding the most emotional and touching content from survivors supporting this film, and reposting. Need you to be finding survivors, sharing their stories, and amplifying them on my page and TikTok. All systems must be go. Thanks all." James Knobloch says, "Yes, we've been going through all your tagged stories and doing lots of reposting, and will continue to do so. For the premiere party, you can resend for your review." No, you haven't. Sorry. Because you can only see tagged stories from people I know or verified people. You need to let everyone DM me, and then you can see the tags. We're seeing tagged stories from all accounts through your notifications, not only from your direct messages. When I ran my own account, this is what I did, so I am reposting and resharing people who don't have a check mark and who I haven't messaged before. Also, I'm seeing many of these are unread. Not trying to be hard, but this is game time and need the best. You won't get a notification that I am tagged in a story unless we open it up to everything in my DMs. But I'm more than happy to be wrong. Then he says, "We're getting them there. We're getting them here, JB. Everyone who tags you in a story shows here. I've already been through hundreds this week, and we're curating good ones to repost. And here's that after party reel again for you." Okay, I'm wrong then, which is wonderful. Thank you. For this reel, what's important to me is the song Andy sang, "Where There Is Love." That should be underneath it all. We were actually going to do that as a standalone asset, but we could add his live audio to it instead. You fortunately don't like the video. To me, it's missing all the heart and love that was there. That should be the only thing coming across. I don't care about any it ends with us stuff. I care about showing who we really are and the love that was in that room. And better, but now show other things. Show me and friends, me talking to Gabby, people having fun as well, intercut. Start with Andy singing Where There Is Love and allow the voices in the room to come in as well. Working on this for you now. Then J-Dubs comes in there. Hey JB, updated cut for that video coming shortly. In the meantime, here's 2 caption options. One, a reflective version. The second, just a quote. 1, there's nothing in this world stronger than love. To have this moment together with my family, my friends, it's humbling to sit back and reflect on this journey. The countless hours, late nights, long flights, and everything it took to bring this story to life pushed us all to dig deep. We asked tough questions, sought out the hard answers, and challenged ourselves in ways we never imagined. But in the end, the greatest gift is knowing I've been blessed to do it all with these incredible humans by my side. 2, love gives life to the lifeless. Love lights a flame in the heart that is cold. Love brings hope to the hopeless and gladdens the hearts of the sorrowful. In the world of existence, there is indeed no greater power than the power of love. Abdul Baha. James says, not to distract from the above captions, but just wanted to share this with you, JB. Came across it in our recent round of monitoring and reposting and just thought it was an especially lovely one. And it's an Instagram post, and Gabby's post too was so beautiful. Updated cut for the party video coming shortly. And here are those caption options again. 1, there's nothing in this world stronger than love, blah blah blah. And then the second one. Justin says, a little too much of Gabby. Start with Andy singing, then cut to me and Emily as you have it. Anything romantic and sweet with us, hugging and talking to people. 1:48 p.m. Coming up. Is there one shot of me kneeling over and speaking to Gabby or anything with us? Maybe instead of the second dancing shot of people? I'm 99% sure there is. We'll confirm and make that edit. Not really, close. I want to hear Where There Is Love at the top. It starts cut off. Andy's mouth should be singing the lyrics at the top. It's not synced. Is there a shot of just me and Gabby? It's all too close together with Emily as well. Don't need both. So maybe focus more on the shot of me and Gabby and Emily and take out second one of photo. Or cut to Andy singing to Gabby and Frank. It should end with me and Emily, not Andy. Going dark for a bit. Be back. 3:08. James says, I think we can do most of that, but I don't think we have video of Andy singing that particular part of the song. I'll see what we can do. Hi, Justin. I know you're offline for a bit, so please just get back to us when you can. H is the latest edit. For clarity, here are the changes in this version per your feedback. Clip starts with Andy singing Where There Is Love and audio is synced. Clip of you, Emily, and Gabby speaking to one another has been extended, and the second clip of just Emily and Gabby posing for the photo has been removed. Clip now ends with you and Emily dancing. Then Jen says, this is so good. Justin, I think it's a little much for you to post, but I think Wayfarer should post it. JB, are you aligned? JB comes in, he says, video of after party much better, but should we post that on opening night or this weekend sometime? Also, can we find some important fan survivor reactions tonight and edit a video to post tomorrow that shows their reactions to the film and say something like, this is why we made it, ends with us. Yes, Wayfarer should, and maybe on TikTok as well. Henry J. Dubs comes in. You got it, JB? We definitely don't need to post the party video tonight. We can slate it in over the weekend for sure. We can also source reaction content over the weekend and cut together a montage of sorts. And yes, agreed on ET. I will pass that along to WS Social and we can share their post to stories if you're aligned. J-Dubs says, hey JB, coming in blurry on my end for some reason. Any chance you could upload to the shared album or try sending again with Wi-Fi? I love this video. I think this amazing for IG stories and a TikTok and feed post. Caption full circle. Don't ever be too embarrassed to chase your dreams. Let us know if you're aligned and I'll post. For TikTok, would you cut it up a little bit so that it moves a little, so that it moved a little faster? Absolutely. In that case, could actually do IG Reel as well. This is a beautiful video. Wouldn't hesitate to post in feed for IG. Just need to keep under 90 seconds, obviously. Immediately go see what I just posted in my shared folder that Jennifer caught. Can you guys edit that in a funny style really quickly, and let's post that to my main feed and also as a TikTok video? I think we need some lightheartedness and some humor today. Dear Mom, I've finally made it. With love, Ralph. Working on this now. We'll circle back shortly, JB. Jen says, few notes. Let's take out the part where he says it's been a tough week. And can we make quicker cuts and put some music under it too? Thanks. Do we want to try the Curb Your Enthusiasm music? Mitz is like crying while laughing emoji. He says, LOL. Let me know if you approve and I'll get that posted on IG and TikTok. I think it's great, but can you at the very end cut to the picture where she's pointing at me and I'm putting my hand up like I don't know who I am? I think that's a better button. This is the greatest thing I've ever had on my phone during an intermission break. LOL. Love this final version. Right after I know you at the end. Cut before I talk. Also, captions would be funny with this. Ready? Ah, cute. You guys are the experts. Don't prefer with or without captions. I like with captions, especially because we don't see your face in the beginning, so having text, is he famous, makes the 3-second look better. 10:17 p.m. Because these girls clearly aren't famous, so adding captions helps. Let us know if you're aligned and we'll post with that caption. Post! IG and TikTok feed, please, and tag Chicago O'Hare. All good? I think Henry might have fallen asleep, but I'll get this posted now. So that's definitely a Henry guy. A guy named Henry. Thanks, James. And I think we should chill a bit on the posting, just my thoughts. Let these current post live live for a day, live, and then pick back up Sunday, Monday with fan reactions of the film. Let's cool it on the appraising of Blake content. Oh, now we've gotten to the point of this fucking thread. Praising of Blake, are we posting that? Not as standalone, meaning that with the reposting of your interviews with the DV sound bites, a few also included your comments about Blake, which was necessary and important. But as we move out of that news cycle, I think we focus on fan reactions after the weekend and lean into more DV commentary reactions. The team has been reposting a lot of fan content from opening, which is great, so I think we can lean away from the interview stuff now. Just my POV. Yes, that's definitely focused now only on fun reactions, and specifically I would love to find reactions from violence survivors. 10:48. James says, agree with that shift, Jen, and video is posted on both TT and IG. And yes, the team has found some good survivor reactions too already, and I'm sure there will be a lot more following this weekend. This is why I made the film. Can we reshare somehow to amplify stories, maybe? 11:17 p.m. Jim, what do you think about maybe me going live with her this weekend? What if I did something totally unique like I did during the pandemic and went live and just spoke to survivors about their experience? She says, I love that idea truly, but I think we need to give it a little breather, meaning wait a day or two before you do that. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So maybe on Monday you can do that and get some reactions from those who saw it over the weekend. I think the next thing you post is something about coming back to Sweden with your family and thanking everyone for their love and support this weekend. This week of the film, and something reflective about how you could have never anticipated the fan response. Along those lines, then wait a day and then go live. Thoughts? Great. I'll snap a pic from my flight to Sweden, taking off now. Thanks all. Get some sleep. Catching up 1000%. Take a beat. Breathe between, says Jamie at the end. I feel like I should introduce y'all to Gabby. Let me see if I can find her. Because they kept talking about her. Y'all need to see her. Dang it. I don't think I'll be able to find her. Shit. Well, I wanted to find it, but apparently no. Oh well. Alright. The algorithm hates us. Anyway. Gabby was someone who had an illness who was invited to the premiere. And it was a really beautiful moment. And that's what Justin was referring to. Alright, August 9th, 2024. We're still not done with this fucking day. Ryan Reynolds and Warren Zavala text exchange where they basically have decided his downfall. Justin's downfall. Let's get to that. Oh my gosh, another email from Ryan. I can't. Ugh. Let me get into douche mode. Hold on. 5:12 a.m. because that's when you type a really long email. Which is basically a text. Oh my gosh, I forgot this is a text. This isn't even an email, but it just looks like one because it's Ryan. So, yeah. Let's get to it. R. Reynolds. Excuse the long text. You can sort of feel the Baldoni stuff coming to a head online. Twitter and TikTok are inexplicably blaming Blake at the moment, but I can't imagine details won't come out because Baldoni and Jamie, spelled wrong, Heath, offended, harassed, or violated too many people. And the internet is obviously looking for answers and obviously seeing how every cast member and key crew member, including Colleen, won't be in the same room as the guy. All of them have at some point over the last 6 months unfollowed him on social media. And your wife had nothing to do with that. Not one person has said Justin's name out loud in any interview at any time, probably because you told them not to. At what point do Justin and Jamie, spell wrong again, not take a moment to step into the light and say, maybe it's us? I can't yet tell if overwhelming success this weekend amplifies or snuffs this out. We are navigating uncharted territory in so many ways. Todd Black called me in a bit of a panic. The call didn't go well because he's looking to brainstorm ways to diffuse the stuff with Baldoni. Paraphrasing here, but basically Todd's line of thinking is, why doesn't Blake just hit it head on and say, Justin and I had disagreements and didn't get along, but we both love the film so much, etc., etc., etc. And what I expressed to Todd is this attitude and approach is the exact problem. If I'm getting it right, he and Ange would prefer B to roll over and lie because the box office is on fire. How could they spend so much time with her yet have no sense of who she is or what she's made of? Shit. I told Todd it's infuriating anyone would look at Blake to fix a problem Baldoni, Jamie, and to a certain degree, Ange, literally manifested. Instead of aggressively implementing steps to create a safe work environment for Blake and every other woman on set, they responded in laughably impotent and meek ways. They revealed their hand immediately and often. Looking in the mirror, dude. I'm super frustrated because this is a moment in which Blake should be celebrating. She made this unbelievable win happen. She made this a win for Sony and by proxy Wayfarer. She fucking refused to give up on the film. She didn't sleep. She missed countless moments with her kids while sitting in edit rooms, scrapping and frame fucking dailies for every square inch of quality. She slammed together a recipe for success despite working with ingredients she wasn't even able to choose. All this while masterminding a world-class marketing and promo plan. Don't make me laugh, dude. For a movie that's punching so far above its weight, I've lost descriptors to even describe what's happening. She willed this weekend into reality. I'm going to try that again. She willed this weekend into reality. Baldoni and these other buckets of dum-dum juice, good one, should be acknowledging the speculation and gossip themselves. They should be jumping in front of it in the most full-throated, unqualified way, now. They should be protecting B. They can and should accept the consequences of their actions and lean into the countless and willfully gross behavior before it leans into them. They made a big fucking mess. Blake, under no circumstances, should be asked to clean up this sloppy, cliched fuckstorm. If they are made of anything resembling the humanity or dignity or capacity for growth that they project on their feminist shithole of a podcast, they'd be releasing a statement saying something like, "Our behavior on the set of IEWU was abhorrent and not even close to standards and respect both Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively deserve," to say nothing of the entire cast and crew who bravely pushed their way through an unnecessarily challenging shoot. We're working to better understand how we fostered a workplace environment so lacking boundaries, guardrails, respect, and in many incidents, decency. Our aim is to take real accountability, which extends far beyond performative virtue signaling. The success of IEWU isn't because of our involvement. The film is succeeding in spite of it. The warmth and love audiences are showing this film are in large measure due to the skillful work of Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively, who dedicated themselves to a radically accelerated post-production process. Their refusal to accept incompetent work conditions should be the reason a movie fails, but their unwillingness to accept these conditions that we created are the reason this film is succeeding. We at Wayfarer believe with our whole heart the underlying message of IEWU must inspire an imperative and potentially life-changing conversation. Colleen and Blake poured their work ethic, courage, and innovation into ensuring these important themes are packaged in a way that's respectful of the sensitive subject matter, honoring of the source material, made to deliver an entertaining, nuanced, and ultimately optimistic experience. Our goal now is to take a step back and conscientiously reflect on this experience. For the foreseeable future, our mission is to examine and re-examine the objectionable behavior and inadequate decision-making skills which clearly hurt and offended people who placed their trust in us. In doing this work, we continue to support the incredible cast and crew from the background. They've worked hard to construct a film which is being embraced all over the world with sincerity. Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath. Was this his first draft of the letter he tried to give them to sign and put out as a statement? I wonder. Through maximum effort, minimum effort. If they orbited or even glanced an acknowledgement like this, it would be the first discernible proof either possess a spine or something slightly north of a sociopathic, you would know, understanding of basic consequence and impropriety. Oh, you would know about that too. The only thing they don't seem interested in is the truth. Ironic. And all Blake has is the truth. No. Like even one of the 26 things on the list she read aloud to Baldoni, it wasn't 26 things. It was supposed to be 30, dude. You weren't even counting. Ugh. Jamie, Todd, Ange, and Josh, who were all sitting in our living room, would be considered irretrievably monstrous and shocking. I think it's fine to play through the weekend, but I'm flying blind when it comes to Blake. We haven't had the chance to fully discuss the right course. I know she'll have a clear perspective. You know how he kept saying at the beginning of this, in this case, he was saying I'm not even a part of this. Leave me out of it. Dude, you were right in the middle of this shit. You were working together. Stop. Motherfucker. I know she'll have a clear perspective unless something changed. All she cares about is the creative and a well-earned outcome, but I happen to think some action is necessary. She should not be subjected to some eye-rolling narrative of the controlling bitch. Then tell her not to be a controlling bitch, dude. If I were those two guys, I'd be jumping in front of this now with energy. 9:33 a.m. Warren comes out reads all that shit and responds, "First of all, I love your writing." Oh, gosh, get off his dick for 2 minutes. "I've read this a couple times. I think we should chat. I can't respond in a way that plays at the same level." No one can keep up with him. "Simply, you're right. They can't have some expectation that she is going to make it fine for the offender. Nor do I think these guys have the humility or capacity to be proactive in that way. I think their instincts are self-serving and quite the opposite. And his aren't? Anyway, Warren, you're whatever. I think a lot of these are bots. Of course you do. Sarah and I are looking at it. My belief is that he's orchestrating a narrative and probably has a crisis team plotting his moves here. It's the exact opposite of what should be happening. This narrative of he's the only one talking about the book and domestic violence smells of foul play, not to be an alarmist. Call me when you land. Todd is so disappointing on this." Everybody's so mad at Todd. Poor Todd. 10:01 a.m. Todd and Ange are fucking textbook, ineffectual, elderly people with no ideas or thoughtful communication skills. Just blunt instruments with 6 catchphrases and about 5 keywords. It's this guy's incredible ego. It feels like he's laying a trap if her truth, there he goes, surfaces while promoting a narrative digitally. Yeah, but honestly, someone is just going to tell a journalist the real deal and it's going to blow up in his face. One would think, but the truth does become muddled sometimes. That's why I'm concerned if he's laying a trap. I hope this fraud shit weasel is exposed. I just want to protect our downside. The movie working is everything. Let's see if the noise subsides. World of Real. It ends with us director fought with Blake Lively over final cut. This is all spin. I think we let it burn. How'd that work out for Depp? Not well. Cratered both of them ultimately. Not really. I'm sure many would disagree with that, seeing as Johnny Depp still gets roles in the US and Amber can't even step foot in this country without being criticized. So I don't really think it went that badly for Depp. Anyway. Warren says that's why he's an egotistical shit weasel with a god complex. JGS and I spoke with Leslie. She is in it with Josh and the studio. She has a relationship with this woman, Melissa, that has been retained by Baldoni. She's the Brit that worked with Depp. Call me when you want to discuss. 12:02 p.m. Leslie should definitely engage the studio and fight back in any way necessary. Oh, should she? I thought we had a détente, but I guess not. But I think we just stay quiet and let Baldoni do his thing. Probably best not to get lost in the comment section. I understand the industry is a Twitter and the gossip crowd, but nothing shuts people up like victory. Millions of people will see and talk about and be affected by this film this weekend. A film B strongly authored. Let them fucking quibble about how strongly. Let that human rounding error Baldoni play his little game. This is a giant-ass victory. Congrats. I totally agree. Also, if we ever need to, B can just go on record and explain what working with him was like in the most plain language possible. Yes, if she has to. Let's see how it plays out. By the time she is forced to say something, we should have all his cards out on the table. I just read the article. I would imagine there isn't a lot of moves on his end here. We shall see. How is she doing? It's on track for 51 mil. Wow, let's see if it holds. Wow. Wow, indeed. Gosh, so much happened on this day. When's my video? I'm trying to remember when it is. That's not it. I'm gonna start. I shan't delete them because I need to keep them. Okay, so this happens on the same day. And this is an interview on CBS Mornings with Blake Lively and Brandon Sklenar. This is happening while everybody's quibbling back and forth here.
Is out today. Run, don't walk to see this movie starring the gorgeous Blake Lively and Brandon Sklenar. He's gorgeous too. So we sat down with the pair earlier this week. Lively plays Lily. That's a woman who overcomes a traumatic childhood and follows her dreams to Boston. Sklenar plays Atlas. Don't you like that name? That's Lily's first love. In this clip, Lily and Atlas see each other for the first time since they were teenagers.
Ellie Bloom.
Atlas,
You look so well. I don't want to get you in trouble or anything.
How do I find you? If I want to find you.
I mean, I open my flower shop. Lily.
Okay, we're gonna skip that part. I ain't got time for that. Okay. Let's get a little bit of Blake Lively in here.
To this book, and they're so devoted to the movie following the book. Did you feel pressure, either one of you, about we have to do this right, we have to get this right, or anything like that?
I mean, I internalized that as opportunity. Like, we had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something, and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
Yeah.
No, these
yeah.
these people are very invested. What did you think, Brandon? Did you feel pressure? Were you familiar with the book, number one?
Yeah, I was. I wasn't familiar. I knew of its existence, but I wasn't aware of how just how big it was and sort of the cultural significance of it.
In
I
the
mean,
zeitgeist,
obviously, I'm
yes.
still kind of learning. You want to divorce yourself enough to just bring your own interpretation to it without being stifled by it, but it's a gift.
But I've read that you fell in love with Lily. Why? I loved her character.
I just loved that she was just like an amalgamation of contradictions, yet it made perfect sense for her. So she's, she's incredibly strong and self-assured and knows who she is, yet she's vulnerable and she's tender and she gets lost. I love that she was, masculine and feminine. I love that she liked old things and then new shiny things. That she was very utility and practical, but sort of over the top and glamorous in other moments.
Also very strong, yet also very vulnerable at the same time.
Yeah, she was just all
Throughout
of these
her
different
life.
things at once.
For me, Brandon, the thing is it's not a love triangle, but you find yourself as a viewer going back and forth. I think she should be with him. I think she should be with him. No, I think she should be with him. But everybody says that you are the top tier boyfriend. That's what they say about you,
Hope
Brandon.
so.
What do you hope, people? Do you see a message in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I just hope that any women that see it, if they relate to Lily in any way, that they feel empowered and they feel seen and they feel heard and they find some hope to take steps to change their life. It's incredibly challenging to be in any situation that is remotely close to Lily's going.
Yes, yes.
You can feel incredibly weak and alone, and it is such a hopeful and such a positive message at the end of the film. And I think for men that see it, if you see yourself in Ryle, I hope that you have the gumption to be honest with yourself and to recognize it and take steps to change and to admit that you're wrong and to admit that you're not being the best.
But also the example of Atlas.
That's what I was going.
Yeah, sorry.
And
I'm getting excited.
if Atlas,
He said, that's where I'm going, Blake.
Of course, she has to interrupt. That's her thing. She can't let anyone shine for a minute or have something smart to say. She has to ruin it.
I was excited because he's, okay.
and if you see
Okay.
yourself in Atlas, that you recognize that as well and acknowledge it and give yourself a pat on the back and embrace those qualities, because I think that it's, there's not enough of those guys out there who are strong and who don't need anything, and they're really there. Like it's like a really honest expression of what the masculine can be, and there's not enough of that in media, I don't think.
Yes.
It's like divine masculine, divine feminine. I think that's what Lily and Atlas represent.
The other thing I really liked about the movie is the music. Cheers, Ricochet. Everybody knows you and Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now we're getting into the Taylor Swift of it all.
Best pals. So did you go to her and say, would you do something, or did she see the movie and say, please use this song?
I mean, she was
So perfect
she was
the way
with
it's
me
played.
throughout this whole process. So I think that for better
Oh, was she? She said she wasn't, but she was. We all know she was.
or worse, she was experienced the whole thing with me. So when it came time to put this song in the movie, it was actually Sony that put it in the trailer, and we worked really closely on the trailer and went back and forth and back and forth. And we were so proud of the trailer before we released it, and we hoped people liked it, and it was a big success, which was great.
People loved it. By people, I mean me. It was so perfectly played in the movie, too.
Yeah, but when
By the way, I just gotta say about My Tears Ricochet, I had never heard that song before. And there's a scene in the movie where it plays, and it just felt like we were in a music video because it went on forever. It felt like it went on way too long. I don't know if that was from her cut that they kept or whatever, but it was too much. The song went on too fucking long. It became a music video.
when the trailer came out, we were like, oh no, we have to put it in the movie. But this was actually, it's quite a small
so
budget movie.
Oh, you added the movie, you added the song after the trailer?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big, beautiful summer movie, but it's actually like a pretty intimate movie. So we never thought, like our eyeballs were not that big to think that we could, put one of her songs in the movie. And it had to be. And there was a moment in the movie that just, it was missing this like emotional gravitas. And like, as soon as we put that song in, it was just like, I was like, that's the spot. I mean, nothing would have done it like that. I mean, honestly, any
one of my
songs
favorite
would have done it,
parts.
but
One of my favorites. And before you go, can we ask about Spencer Dutton? Will you be back on?
Oh, yeah.
Will you be back?
Okay, so that's that interview. I just wanted to put that out there. On the same day, because a lot happened on the fucking 9th. Goddamn, this is a long ass day. So Tom Rothman from Sony email chain, including Tara Grant, calling the situation a disaster. This is on August 9th again. This is a long ass day, like I said. So Sony Pictures, Tom Rothman, head guy, 6:01 p.m. RE Daily Mail, disturbing truth behind why Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni. Okay, let's get to it. Long ass email to Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so this one is the first one. we get to it. Here we go. All right, Louise Heseltine from Sony. Friday, August 9th, 2024, 1:06 p.m. to Tom Rothman, Josh Greenstein, Ange Gianetti, CCing Tara Grant from Sony. Oh, shit. This is the James Fatuska article. James Fatuska has entered the chat. Anyway, disturbing truth behind why Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us stars are feuding with Justin Baldoni. August 9, 2024, dailymail.com. James Fatuska and Lillian Gisson wrote it. Rumors of a feud between Justin, 40, and Blake, 36, have been swirling for weeks. A source told dailymail.com Justin was unprofessional and chauvinistic on set. They claim he focused on what he believed was the abusive male viewpoint. Justin Baldoni was chauvinistic and borderline abusive on the set of It Ends With Us, and sparked fury over his refusal to consider the perspective of co-star Blake Lively's character while filming scenes that depicted abuse, insiders have claimed. Rumors of a vicious feud between Justin and Blake have been swirling for weeks, with online sleuths highlighting how the on-screen love interests were not pictured together at the film's U.S. premiere, while some cast members have blatantly swerved questions about the director. Now, insiders have revealed the concerning truth about the tensions, telling dailymail.com that Blake and Justin clashed over his dismissive attitude to her input while they were filming scenes that involved abuse. The movie, which hits theaters today and is based off of Colleen Hoover's hit novel of the same name, follows Lily Bloom, a floral designer who falls in love with neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid, played by Justin, but soon after they start dating, the romance turns toxic. The insider claimed that Justin only focused on what he believed was the abusive male viewpoint and had a very chauvinistic approach to the topic. During scenes depicting abuse, Justin failed to consider Blake's character's perspective, instead focusing solely on what he believed was the abusive male viewpoint, they said. His approach was very chauvinistic. How many times can we write chauvinistic in an article? I'm just wondering. Creating a tense atmosphere on set. The source claimed Justin was borderline abusive on set and said he almost became the character. Justin almost became the character in the sense that some women on set felt he was borderline abusive to them and that he was unprofessional and unapologetic, they said. Directing a film so serious and so important about domestic abuse without allowing the women to be included in this process is disturbing. The insider alleged that the actor, who also served as director and producer, failed to recognize both Blake and Colleen's roles as a fellow producer and writer. And they said he took it very personally when the pair asked for some script rewrites. Without Colleen's book, none of this would have been possible, they pointed out. Parts of the film were rewritten under the instruction of Colleen. They had to be. He took their script decisions very personally, even though they weren't intended that way. They said things only got worse once he began to feel ganged up on by the women on set. His behavior extended beyond the main players. Once he felt ganged up on, he became even less empathetic. Now he's speaking praises, likely out of fear that they'll call him out. He knows it's coming and might try to blame his actions on being a method actor. Unbelievable. They contacted the representatives for Blake, Justin, and Colleen for comment. Earlier this week, Justin spoke about the difficulties of portraying a domestic violence relationship on screen with CBS Mornings. He admitted that as a man, he came with his own biases on the topic, but insisted he made sure the film had a female gaze. As a man, I'm always going to come with my own biases. It's one of the reasons I was afraid to direct this movie, let alone act in it, and now they're using this against him. Social media users have been desperately trying to figure out what went down between the stars after sensing some tension between them in the weeks leading up to the highly anticipated film's release. Blake and Justin didn't pose for any pictures together at the New York premiere this week, despite playing the two main characters and love interests in the flick. She happily took photos with her other co-stars like Jenny Slate and Brandon Sklenar, but not Justin, who was joined by his wife of 11 years, Emily Baldoni. 2 days later, Blake attended a photo call in London for the film with some of the other stars, but Justin was mysteriously absent. In addition, the two haven't done any press together in the weeks leading up to the film's release. Instead, Blake sat down for an interview with her co-star Brandon last month. We saw that. Then did some promo with Alex and Isabella. Eagle-eyed social media users also noticed that both Blake and author Colleen unfollowed Justin on Instagram recently. To make matters more suspicious, actress Jenny completely dodged a question about Justin on the red carpet at the premiere on Tuesday evening. What was it like having Justin be director but also a scene partner? A Deadline reporter asked the star. I mean, what an intense job to have to do so many things. I found myself being like, wow, I just want to have one job at once. I often felt that way. I really like writing, and it's special to be able to be a writer, but I was looking around like, yeah, I'm good with just acting. I love it. Justin sat down on the Today Show yesterday morning for an interview, and he appeared to brush off the feud rumors by gushing over Blake on air. When asked about what it was like to work with the Gossip Girl alum, he had nothing but positive things to say. I don't know if you know how smart and creative she really is, he said. She's best known as an actress, and of course she's a fashion icon, but she's so much more than that. She is a dynamic creative. She had her hands in every part of this production, and everything she touched, she made better. Blake recently confirmed her husband, Ryan Reynolds, 44, whose new film, Deadpool and Wolverine, will go head-to-head with It Ends With Us at the box office this weekend, wrote a scene for the Colleen adaptation. The iconic rooftop scene, my husband actually wrote it, she told E! News. Nobody knows that but you now. We help each other. He works on everything I do. I work on everything he does. So his wins, his celebrations are mine, and mine are his. All right, so we got that. Then Tara Grant responds at 10:16 a.m. This may not achieve what Blake wants it to, with the one source, Leslie, sounding defensive in response to people calling Blake a bully. They make Justin sound much more measured and reasonable than I'm sure Blake wanted. Yup. Oh dear. Then this is Tom Rothman to Tara Grant and Company. It's all a fucking disaster. None of the who is right or wrong matters at all. This mess is the story now and will define the film. No one can watch the film in the same way. Tragic. Tara Grant says, well, as much as the conversation cannot be rooted in abuse, the better. That's where the right versus wrong comes in. But yes, none of it is great. We are tracking how the conversation evolves. Then he responds, of course, but it's out now, can't undo it. But as the story reads, it's not about abuse. It's about a man not listening to a woman on how scenes are played. So creative differences. But again, it sucks because not success is the story. So as everyone calls us, which they will, you just downplay it off the record. Oh, this is all internet gossip silliness. Movie is a giant hit and all are super proud of it. J.D. Vance didn't have sex with a couch either. The internet is not a place for reality. Okay. Then we go to... oh boy. Still on August 9th. It's a long-ass day. Tag scrambles to keep up with the chaos in both media and socials while all this is going on. This is way too short. Too small. Let me go. I'm getting too old for this text. Okay. 10:04 a.m. We need to speak with their PR team on this ASAP. I thought they were going to be on as well. Brianna Butler starts. Longer lead stories need to be pitched soon, I would think. Katie says, I think so too. And it's okay. This will be helpful. I don't know if she was just saying this, but MN told CH, that's Colleen Hoover, that's Melissa Nathan told Colleen Hoover, Justin is really blowing up, but it may have been to get out of 4 p.m. call with this Rob Wade guy from Fox. Have you heard anything more? Wait, why ETF? Wait, why? What the fuck? I'd actually say the tide is shifting sentiment-wise. Plus, the movie is out today. People will see it and move on. It's what's happening with Don't Worry, Darling. Exactly. Another great example to use for SWOT. 12 p.m. on Friday, and we have no insight about a potential crisis on Sunday morning. I know. Also, to Jed's voice note, was he given the direction to back in this online as all part of marketing? I don't know if that's super strong. At this point, I am done caring about the 17 different spins we could do, but he seems to be moving forward on positioning this as a brilliant marketing scheme, which I don't really know if that would be so brilliant. I mean, whatever. I disagree that's the best move, to be honest, because I almost want to play into the Blake and Ryan overextended themselves narrative. But I'm also at the point where I don't care. LOL, sorry, but this story is going to run out of steam at 5 p.m. today. Me too, and same. Which is why we need to know about Sunday, LOL. Fuck. Finishing up a Finishing up a call. We'll call you right back. And what our plan of attack is now. Just tried you back. We didn't miss anything from Daily Mail that had this shit in it, right? No, we didn't. Is there a chance, knock on wood here, is there a chance that story gets buried in the deluge? What do you mean? There's so many There's so many dumb articles about this. Is there a chance no one pays attention to the Daily Mail one? True. Can we just know what the plan is? And he clearly has no idea. Again, this is the problem. I would actually like to enjoy one weekend. Me too. Again, looking at this optimistically, a Friday afternoon amongst all these other articles isn't the worst thing in the world. As we go see this film tonight too, LOL, 6 p.m. Ha 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 ha, I know. While we have time, LOL, I might start putting together the SWOT chart. I mean, an hour plus later, still no info. I know. I wonder if they had just suppressed the link because I can't even find that story. That could be true, but at this point there has to be a counter strategy to enact. You're absolutely correct. No need to play whack-a-mole if we don't need to. Like, this is crazy, LOL. But also whatever, I guess. She just called me. Am on with her. Do you want to patch me in? You and I have to promise each other to enjoy our evenings. I'm sorry, I'm the third girly pop interrupting your pee. She just said she had to go meet this Warren guy from the ambulance chasing law firm, and then she'll call me. So there's no rush or priority on this tonight, and we should not do anything this evening if asked last minute. You're correct. Do you think there was a fuck up somewhere that she's not telling us? I'm dead at blading and texting. No, that she did maybe. I just find the whole thing so odd that we aren't reacting. Yeah, because they're okay. They would feel that way because they're used to attacking. But Justin isn't one to be like, let's attack. So they don't know how to go about that. August 9th, 2024, which is actually helpful in exonerating the Wayfarer parties, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. So Jen, Abel, and Melissa text exchange and discussing James Fatuska. Messaging Jen. Here we go. Oh no, another thing I have to read. Okay, 1:02 p.m. Sorry, a.m. Oh dear. What I'm hearing, box office, Blake Lively, rom-com. Okay, even if reviews of the Blake Lively rom-com aren't, it's not a rom-com, but a rom-drom. I'll take the over on the $29 million tracking and Lionsgate's long delayed blah blah blah. So it's talking about how they did at the box office. Jen Abel says, thank God. So apparently Tom Rothman is speaking to Leslie to get Blake to cut the shit. I think we can get through this if we just get that NYP piece killed and Leslie agrees to a truce, LOL. Melissa responds, Jen, we can get through anything. Shut the fuck up. Good lord, I'll be done in like 15 minutes. Can you speak then? Yes. This is James. A senior reporter from dailymail.com. We have learned that Justin Baldoni caused issues on the set of It Ends With Us, and that he clashed with many cast members as well as Colleen Hoover. Sources have told us that the women on set felt he was borderline abusive, unprofessional, and unapologetic, and that he failed to consider Blake's character's perspective. We were also told that parts of the script needed to be rewritten as a result, which he took personally. The what? The cast, it was in italics, is currently not talking about this because they do not want to take away from their promotional work or the film's release. Many feel Justin's acting was undoubtedly phenomenal and he could receive awards nods, but there are concerns he could defend. Sorry, that's what it looks like. He could, oh, it is defend. So he could defend his actions with his style of acting. That doesn't make any sense. He could defend his actions with his style of acting, which is method, I guess. Okay. Please let me know if you would like to comment, either or on or off record. James. Just got this. I'll call him. Damn. Want me to do anything? This stemmed from what happened yesterday. I'll tell you on the phone how I know James really well. I have to do an accent for her. I forgot. Wow. And then I'll call you. LOL. Okay. Jesus. Because Leslie herself called the mail after Stephanie, who is denying it called mail. Wow. Okay. Can you chat in 5? Yes. At breakfast, but yes. Call me when you have a second, please. Reading. Article. Is it horrible to say that I don't think it's that bad? No, because I know what we're watching for. So, all things considered, it looks like trash and gossip. It looks like a plant from Blake's camp trying to steer the narrative. Well, I mean, I can tell you've done a lot of work here. Nothing about being unsafe, fat comments, sexual. Thank fucking God. That's all I care about. The other stuff is just nonsense. And honestly, the money the movie is making is fucking great for you guys. Let's just keep it staring that way, and you take this fucking client and never talk to her again. I swear to God. Love that. Exactly. Do we need to still worry about NYP? New York Post. She also just needs time off of herself. If I'm just being mindful of humanity for a second, she needs to just stop, because obviously there is something as a human being she is doing that is affecting herself mentally. On with my sister now. Laughed at that. But also, like, fuck her. Baha'i needs to be out, and mostly the misogynistic. Swap that one word. We are crushing it on Reddit. Jed. I'm good now. This is done. LOL. She put me on hold, so waiting for her. Oof. FYI, Stephanie is likely calling Leslie to clear her name about calling Daily Mail. Unbelievable. Tell her not to answer. This is crazy. Send me that screenshot, can you? 3:06 p.m. What one? Just the one saying she's calling DM, just so I have. Okay, now we're on to the next thing. Ryan Reynolds again emails Colleen Hoover a gaslighting love bomb on August 11th. 11th, I wish. 10th. Oh dear. Which is also the day that this happens, but we'll come back to that. Colleen, I'm sending you literally every form of congratulations under the sky while jumping up and down and rapidly happy clapping. At one point, I was 3 feet from you at the after party, but I wasn't able to extricate myself from the Sony Studios chairman's mouth. I'm sure Tom loved reading that. I'm still in here and a little shocked I have service. Holy fuckity fuck, you guys really pulled it off. Like, Colleen, this thing is on fire everywhere, and audiences have wrapped both arms around the film. UMB made something gorgeous out of ingredients you didn't ask for, which is what makes you both and this whole post-production team so clutch. I heard you guys got a tummy bug, who says that, and you're stuck in MY. I can't think of anything worse. Although it might be your body ridding itself of any residual Baldoni. I'd rather be puking in a gulag than hijacking performative feminism while practicing personal growth catchphrases in the mirror. I hope you're taking a moment to enjoy this. I know the road isn't always easy or clear. When you're a creator and apex storyteller like you, I can imagine it takes a very resolute mind and heart to process all these strange people with muddled intentions trying to warm their hands on your light. Like you? What's happening this weekend with IEWU is a victory lap and a testament to fortitude. You created a world people wanted to experience about a subject that's hard to talk about. You and Blake opened the movie adaptation higher than most films with budgets 5 to 6 times larger. During a movie season that was about to give up on female-led films, as if that's a genre or something. This is a proving point that audiences will show up for a film if it's good, a lesson the industry learns and forgets in perfect concert with the seasons. What a complete fucking win this is. I know we all breathe rare air. I realize how lucky we are, but I also know how genuinely good you and B are. And seeing good people put shitty people over their knee for a good old-fashioned pants-down spanking in the supermarket is a special experience I don't take for granted. And it's also very specific. You both trued up this whole project on and off screen. You two are thoughtful and intentioned and relentless. I agree with that. And it's that same tender grit and humanity which created not only a world-renowned novelist, okay, let's not go that far, but the engine that got this film to here. I could literally write you 85 more paragraphs, please don't, eulogizing what this all means to me. This whole team rallied and delivered. Even Sony stepped up in ways I have never imagined, but mainly I'm just incredibly proud and inspired by you and B. Hope you're feeling so much better, and I can't wait for us all to celebrate in person. If you and Blank are still in NYC, we're back tonight, and would love to see you both. And if you feel like getting some fresh air, we have we have a whole beautiful empty cottage an hour out of the city. Of course you do. It's the perfect place to unplug from the internet's digital anxiety system. Lots of love. 1:19 p.m. on the 10th. She responds, I just landed in Texas. Redacted. Thank you so much for this message. This has all been such a whirlwind, both beautiful and terrifying, and I sometimes feel like I don't belong, but Blake has made me feel so welcome and valued, and I couldn't be more grateful to her, to both of you. And yes, I saw you too, and could feel you being pulled in a million directions. The numbers seem amazing. It's my first movie, obviously, so I don't really know what to compare it to, and I'm still learning, but I heard we beat some comic book film on Friday, so that's good. I hope y'all are able to get some rest soon. Thank you really doesn't cut it for all you and Blake have done for this film. It's life-changing for more than just me. You guys are class acts, and I will stand by that forever. 1:39 p.m. He responds, there is no comp for this. That isn't hyperbole. A weekend number that was around 30 million would have been parade-worthy, but 45 to 50, maybe more? That's just not something that happens for any movie without spandex or giant IP. This speaks volumes of you and what you've done, and it certainly speaks volumes of B. And I know things have been noisy with that schmuck. He literally hired Johnny Depp's crisis team, which is why social has been so weird. They utilize thousands of bots, and it's all kind of gross. The higher road can be lonely, but the movie opening to this historic numbers, the checkmate nobody can compete with. I hope you can take this in. It's not only hard fought, but a very rare feeling worth holding on to. Blake has been emotionally wrecked the last couple of days, but she's so happy this worked. Hoping we all get to celebrate together soon. And then she responds, I had a feeling this was Justin's team controlling the online narrative. I'm just staying offline and having a wonderful group of people in my life who send me all the good stuff. I'm not going to lie. For 44 years, I've lived a relatively quiet existence. The last few weeks have been challenging and an adjustment, and probably why my body shut down this week. Oh, did it? Oh, poor you. I'm used to working in a cave on solo projects where I own all the successes and failures, and no one really speculates about how I'm getting along with myself. Being thrust into this head on with absolutely no idea how big it would get and so fast has been jarring. It's why I'm so good at the Irish exits, as Blake says. But with my minimal experience comes the fact that I have no idea if ignoring everything is the best response. It feels like it for now, but I have no PR team. It's just me and my fabulous intuition. But you guys let me know if you ever need me to respond differently to all this noise. 2:29 p.m. He says, yeah, when he uses a crisis team like that, you can start to see all the strategy they've equipped him with. Crisis team. Okay, Justin, all you do is talk about DV and how wonderful Blake is. And we'll handle the online stuff. No matter what, you keep up your feminist advocacy and speak like an emotionally elevated thought leader. Understood? Justin, namaste. Let's get this bitch. She laughed at that. He says, and I think the truth about him is already finding its way to the light. It's amazing to me that you can all have everybody involved with a production completely run away from a person who is obviously a predator. He keeps telling people that he's a predator, but no defamation here. And sociopath, and the narrative must first land on why a woman is the problem. It's amazing to me how low people still go. But people are already coming forward, and soon enough someone is just going to go on record. Are they? It's mind-blowing, but also I feel like the loud ones are mostly 13-year-olds who don't have fully developed brains yet and will be mortified by their thought process a few years from now. Good to hear it's already beginning to skew away from him. Surprising, it's mostly girls, at least that's what I've seen, and the really smart folks already know, although the narrative at the moment is how insanely well the film is performing and how much audiences love it, so, and she loved that. And now, I think we can go to the video. The last fucking video. I think, for a minute. This is the one that did her in. This is from August 10th, 2024, around the time that this all happens. This is from Charity Flaw. And it's pretty cringe. So, if you haven't seen it, prepare yourself. This is what kind of ruined Blake's career here. Herself.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
And these.
By the way, just to give you a little background, this was when Blake was clearly pregnant. And I guess she didn't want to talk about it in this interview. And the interviewer just brought it up, and then she called her out for it and mentioned her little bump, which, as it turns out, she was unable to have children at that point, and probably still. So, not the best move. And then they just keep ignoring her throughout the interview, as you'll see. And yeah, Parker Posey is a piece of shit for this.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Oh, let's also mention, I have to, it's going to be mentioned in a minute, but this is Cafe Society. This was an interview for that shitty movie that Woody Allen made, and Woody Allen was accused of raping his child. So, there's that. So that happened before this. So, just keep that in mind.
Thank you, thank you. You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like visually
I am not.
amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, working in
Everyone
digital.
wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's
He's
suits
so
and
beautiful. That's
how
what I'm saying.
he
His
turns
wardrobe
it-
was
oh, I
beautiful.
know,
Corey's
everybody-
wardrobe
I
was
know,
gorgeous.
he's
Those
so great.
high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men
And
wore
sorry,
high-waisted pants
too.
like
I
that
know.
still.
Me
Or
too.
their father with his tank top and
Oh,
head.
it's so
Just
good.
like, it's just like
Did
that.
you catch
You can feel
the
it.
tablecloth on the light in the Italian restaurant when they eat spaghetti?
I didn't
and
notice that. No.
There's
So
so
I
much
feel like-
warmth of everything. You know?
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like we're gonna
Victoria-
get the conversation, but it's like
Yeah.
every detail with with everybody.
Yeah,
So
it was amazing
beautiful.
to look at. And then to
Sleeves, white
see it-
suits.
yes.
And then you notice in LA, like everybody's in cream colors, and all the men are wearing like white and cream. And then you get to New York, and it's a little bit more browns and moodier. And Susie really told such a story.
Yeah, amazing.
Alongside Vittorio, because it is a lot brighter and sunnier in LA, and New York has just a steaminess to it.
And I think, you know, the whole Hollywood glam, it's so glamorous and everything. Can you relate to with the things that we're saying about Hollywood? It's so easy to get seduced by the fame and the money and the
Oh,
glamour.
you see it all the time. That was one of my favorite things about the movie, where the subtle turns to their own transition into like the ego of showbiz that Kristen has in that scene with Steve Carell, and then with Bobby taking on the persona of a club owner, but still like these are things you do when you're an adult.
Yeah.
When you have to work, you have to you play a part. You play at your life in a way that you find successful, or so it's a lot about choices, and then they carry this love, and it's just very very
it's
grown
neat
up
to
and
see where
warm.
they came from, though, and see how authentic these people truly are and what good people they truly are, too.
Yeah.
Because it's what you would see from the outside of the cafe society. You could dismiss each of their characters, but
Right.
to see what a heart and soul each of them have is nice, and it's something that, that's the thing, as far as like relating to it personally, that you see, you have these ideas of people that you're fans of, and then you meet them and get to know them as a person, and oftentimes you're such a greater fan of them as a person than you are as the person that people feel like they know, and that's always that's always nice and refreshing when you see that.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is the biggest misconceptions about fame and Hollywood in general?
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of the how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. So I think the biggest misconception I see often is people feeling like they know someone that they don't, because they know what the media has created of someone. And the disappointing thing is when you meet the people, they're always so much more awesome than they're portrayed to be. I mean, that's normally my experience. And even people that are portrayed to be really great people, they're just a lot more complicated and interesting and nuanced and caring and thoughtful. And that's always nice, to see that your idea of someone isn't always who they actually are.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
So awkward. Anyway, that happened on the same day. Then we got Danny Greenberg and Warren Zavala discussing the PR truce on August 10th. We're still on August 10th. Apologies. Think we are on a good path here. There's a truce between the publicists on both sides. Everyone expects to write out the gossip, which should pass and enjoy the success. I had to dial down the billionaire, that's Steve Sarowitz, at the premiere, who was ready for serious battle. Justin is aware how helpful you've been to me and us. Here's his email if you want to congratulate him. Patrick says, "Great news, great job navigating." He says, "Thank you. I wish I had more PW action. That's on me. I'll find out." Patrick says, "Let's do it." Okay, so this is with Patrick. I think that was supposed to be Patrick. So that was with Patrick. August 11th. We're finally on August 11th. God damn it, finally. Blake and Ange Gianetti text exchange where Blake thanks Ange for bringing her onto this film. And it's at 12:25 a.m. Thank you for the notes. I appreciate it. We'll get a 5. I'm possessed. This was a horrifying shoot, and the only way for me to make peace with that was the work and the success of the film. And everyone rallied behind that in the end, and I'm so grateful for everyone's hard work, yours included. I couldn't be happier with how it turned out, the film and the reception. I was sitting here today thinking about that first call on December 2022. Thank you for reaching out to Warren and bringing me into this film. I would have done it had I known. I wouldn't have done it had I known what it would have been like and what a loss that would have been in the long run. You know what they say, what doesn't kill you makes you 50 million opening weekend. Ange responds at 2:05 a.m. Blake, $50 million, your blood, sweat, tears, brilliant smarts, heart, and soul in every single frame. My God, it's incredible. Thank you 50 million times, and it's only Saturday night. August 11th, Tara Grant and Josh Greenstein text exchange admitting that Blake threatened WME and Sony. That's a big one. 9:42 p.m. All this would do is continue to reinforce what everyone is saying, that Blake is a bully. This is an email Leslie got. Yeah? She's not getting support, even with Daily Mail and NYP. She orchestrated all this drama in a totally unsavvy and amateur way and basically threatened you and Sony, and now is mad it backfired on her. Better than alternative because she and her team are playing with fire and all this borderline abusive language. That's where shit can spiral, and it hasn't taken hold at all. Then, Justin and Jennifer Abel text exchange where Justin's nervous about fan reactions and needs a comment on August 11th. 1:37 p.m. You can also book your stay through our central reservations office. Blah, blah, blah. Mind trying this place? Yes, what dates are you looking for? I'll add this one to the list. Later this week, LOL. Just trying to see if a hotel will hook us up. And I'll tag them in stories or a post maybe. Okay, we'll start looking into this and other properties first thing tomorrow and see what's able to be offered. Since it's the off season, I bet there will be more flexibility, which will be good. 2:19 p.m. He liked that. Then said, anything new today from Melissa? Nothing, very little, very little pickup. Fans remain supportive of you and believe the issue of the feud is because she took control of the movie. I'm feeling like we need to prepare for another push from them, hoping that's not the case and the truce really stands. We are prepared for any more bumps in the road. But we are through the worst of it. Hard to relax, but trusting you. LOL. So main focus is to keep pushing out good content and good messaging and how much you care, etc., etc. That's truly what combats the bad. She laughed at that. He loved that. Can we find the video from my interview with the Swedish guy where I lovingly correct him? Make it so unbelievable that anything negative that she pushes out could be true. Okay. Which is true. Which is true, Blake. Not a lie. True. Yes, he will be posting this week, we are told. And then you will amplify. Okay. Okay, now switching to Greece, I think. If Sony wants me to do something in Italy, we can totally fly there for the 21st. I feel like this resort will do a trade. Okay, sorry, last text. Was last video too self-promoting? Shit having doubts now. No. I shouldn't read the comments, but someone wrote, yikes, something must be about to hit the fan. Got me thinking and nervous, lol. But let's take a breather now, 7:22 p.m. Maybe should have taken the fan photos out. Could always pull it down quickly and throw it on stories instead. I don't know why I'm nervous. Feels kind of showy, even though intention was to show we are still promoting the movie. No, don't take it down. That will draw more attention. Just none of the other cast have been posting, so we just want to let some more time pass between posts and slow it down. Was your gut to not post? No, not at all. I think it's still opening weekend. It's fine to post the theater content, but we should wait to post more Survivor content. Let it breathe now. Okay. August 12th. Blake emails Christy Hall after a reporter asks Christy about Blake's confession that Ryan rewrote her rooftop scene. And this was crazy. Hmm. 8:13 a.m. Hey Christy, I hope you're enjoying the immense success of this weekend and for what it means for stories about women, by women, in film. Me. I heard you were ambushed at your junket with a question about something I said on the red carpet. I feel awful. I never would have said anything that I thought could be used against you or anyone. I was just proud of my partner and feeling grateful for the ways in which he shows up for me. I believe firmly that two things can be true. In this case, he can show up for me and do great work doing so, and you can do great work which got us all here. But the media will make things more black and white, and I should have seen that before speaking off the cuff. I was frazzled for a multitude of reasons that you may know something about or not, but in that moment, all I was trying to focus on was love and positivity. And the key source of that for me is my family, which is why it was a crutch for me to talk about him. I'm mortified how that translated with regard to you, though. I pride myself in being thoughtful, sure, and trying not to step in landmines. But I did. It was such an unavoidable own goal. And I'm so sorry for any upset or hurt it may have caused you or left you feeling badly in any way. That was never my intention. I was thinking about audiences loving real life love, and seeing that on screen is inspiring. I should have been holding all of that and you while speaking publicly, and I didn't do that. I'm sorry. I spoke about you during the many days of junkets, but of course the one that gets shared back to you is the one where I give my husband credit for the invisible work he did on this movie. I quite literally could not have gotten through it without him, in every way, but that's not your bag to carry, and somehow it was, even for a moment. We'll hopefully talk more one day about plenty. What it is to be a woman in this industry is messy and painfully not charted enough. I live in NY and would love to get together anytime. Just let me know. There's so much to say, but none of that is for today. Today is congratulations, a celebration, and an I'm sorry for any upset I may have caused in an otherwise beautiful moment. Sending you the best, X, Blake. Goodness. Dearest Blake. Christy Hall responds at 1:02 p.m. Dearest Blake, thank you for the sincerity of this lovely note. Honestly, though, I was surprised by the question. I did not take it personally because I also believe that both things can coexist. I can feel pride in my heartfelt offerings to this film, and you can also feel pride in the beautiful support of your loving partner. No hard feelings from my end. I used to live in NYC for many years, and I greatly miss it. In fact, I have something in development that might bring me there more consistently next year. When, if that happens, I would love to sit down and share a meal and shoot the shit with you. Until then, yes, let us savor this moment, knowing that Colleen's powerful message is getting out there and having a cultural impact. What a wonderful thing. Nothing but love, XO, C. Then B replies at 11:32 a.m. on the 12th. Thank you for responding so thoughtfully and also so quickly. You are generous and kind. I can't wait to spend proper time with you if you end up out here for your next project. Thank you again for all you gave to this film. We have so much good to celebrate. XXB. August 13th, Leslie Sloan and Sarah Nathan discuss Planting Stories and Stephanie Jones. Need You went up, 10:14 a.m. It ends with us, director Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, cast clash, conflict. Blake Lively details, it ends with us, disagreement. I'm not supposed to be talking about this. Crying babies already, and you haven't even taken off. Blake Lively was given final edit approval on It Ends With Us to make the movie more feminine. According to sources, the star and the rest of the cast are not speaking to director and co-star Justin Baldoni, and Brendan Sconar particularly has a problem with him over, we're told. Although not greenlit as we predicted, there will now be a battle over the sequel, It Starts With Us, as Baldoni owns the rights to the film, but due to the rift with Lively, it's unknown what will happen yet. A studio source said there were 2 edits and the studio went with a more feminine edit. Blake had the right to do that. She had final edit approval. Leslie Sloan responds, not a source, a studio insider. She liked that. So she got final edit, the one you see in the movie now? It always needs to say studio source. Like that. Got it. Want me to send copy? KK. This bitch. 2:45 p.m. Blake Lively made final cuts on It Ends With Us amid her rift with director and co-star Justin Baldoni. Page 6 is told the star, who clashed with Baldoni on set, was brought into the edit suite to give her feedback on the film, which centers around an abusive and toxic romance. Lively, 36, was a producer on the project, which is based on Colleen Hoover's hit novel, and a studio insider told us the actress wanted to bring more feminine touches to the final cut. The insider said there were 2 edits and the studio went with a more feminine edit. Sources close to Baldoni, however, denied this, as another studio source said, as a producer, Blake was given the opportunity to provide edits and feedback to the film. It's completely normal for there to be multiple edits of a film. Sony went with a cut they deemed to be the best, and that was a cut that included Blake's edits, and all parties were on board. We revealed how Blake was made to feel uncomfortable by Baldoni, particularly over her postpartum body after giving birth to her 4th child, son Olin, shortly before filming. Despite their fallout, Baldoni, 40, told People in April there wasn't a part of this production that she didn't touch and have influence on, and everything she put her hands on, and her mind to, she made better. Baldoni, 40, also called Lively a powerhouse to work with, telling Elle UK there are all these things that happen every day on set. There's always friction that happens when you make a movie like this. Then at the end of the day, it's that friction, I believe, that creates the beautiful art. Everything in life needs friction to grow. He added, we created something so beautiful and so magical that it was hard, and it was worth it at the same time. And I grew so much as both a filmmaker and an actor and as a person throughout this experience. Lively has spoken about contributing to almost every aspect of It Ends With Us, from putting her touches on the music, costumes, dialogue, and more. She even revealed how her husband, Ryan Reynolds, wrote one of the most important scenes in the movie. In a recent interview with UK's Hits Radio, Lively admitted, I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but as she explained that they begged me to remove Lana Del Rey's song Cherry from the film. Baldoni bought the rights to the book via his production company Wayfarer back in 2019. This includes the rights to the sequel, It Starts With Us. The movie has thrived at the box office, making $50 million on its opening weekend. However, the Jane the Virgin star has admitted he may not return for a sequel, as yet to be greenlit. I think there are better people for that one, he told Entertainment Tonight. I think Blake Lively is ready to direct. That's what I think. I hate this. Sorry, this will hurt Blake. You're airing an animal. It's not pro him. We can amend. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Tell me what to amend. And the internet will continue to hate her by quoting his lies about her as awful as he lying G and manipulating and bus he has you. Whatever. We can take out some of the quotes from previous interviews. That will help, right? That is easy. He's a gaslighter. You don't see it. He's playing a game. You will be helping him win. Just drop this whole attack. Okay. We will take out all the quotes at the end, okay? Just stop this. There is no news, and you will hurt Blake more. This is the last piece, and this already went in Hollywood Reporter. No one reads that. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes, they do. This was listed this morning, as you know, but taking out the quotes from him at the end. The end isn't the issue, it's the other quotes. I don't get why this story is happening. Because everyone is writing about this. It's on Puck, it's on People, it's everywhere. So is everyone know out a window? Would you already wrote? This is making me want to pull out my blank cover. What are you talking about? No one reads Puck? Okay, this is not a bad story at all. It's saying that Blake helped shape the film. It's into the hit it is. All the Justin quotes are manipulative. I took them all out. Keep in mind, Sarah Nathan is Melissa Nathan's sister. This is insane. Okay, I think because my voice is trash right now. Oh fuck, we gotta, one more. This is a good one. We'll leave you on a good one. Jen Abel text exchange with Jamila Jamil about Blake being a disaster. Also August 13th. And funnily enough, I'm reading this on the March 13th, so Friday the 13th. So that's funny. Alright, then we're going to end here, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodness. Here we go. Last one. Oh shit. This is Warren Zavala and Ryan Reynolds. I think I skipped one. Sorry. Yep. Okay, we'll do 2 more then. This is Ryan Reynolds, Patrick Whitesell, and Warren Zavala text exchange where Ryan defames Justin and makes serious demands. That's a big deal. Big, big text. Let me get into character. 9:23 p.m. the 12th of August. I appreciate you guys taking time to hear me out. I know I sound angry, but I promise you I have way more rage in the tank. I just feel depleted and exhausted. As they say, keep away from the dying animal. I can't and won't sit by watching my wife, who's been asked to shape shift around a problematic man since the very beginning of this movie, complete a grand slam home run, only to be dragged through the mud while people ring the shame bell behind her. Game of Thrones again. And besides me and her, nobody seems willing to have an uncomfortable conversation on her behalf, or on my behalf. I've spent too many hours trying to reason and negotiate a way through this to, at minimum, neutralize the situation, and at best, advocate for the truth to be told, when the truth should, in reality, be the only thing we advocate for. Where is Sony as well? Greenstein said he'd go on record about this today with the trades. She went so far above and beyond what should be asked of anyone in order to land a jumbo jet on a fucking dime. All risk with a very narrow target for reward. It's nothing short of incredible and unheard of. I think she deserves to feel that. I think I deserve to enjoy the work I put in over the last 3 years on D&W. Blake deserves to have people step up for her. Everyone who knows the truth should be in her corner, seeking accountability. These guys are enjoying laurels, accolades, and a conflict-free win. Zero humility. Baldoni saw the movie for the first time at the premiere. Whose fault is that, bitch? It's baffling that he has the lazy-lidded confidence to even show up to his own fucking movie, with full knowledge that the entire cast and a bunch of crew members know exactly how he behaved. He and his shitbag partner are predators and frauds. We all know it. Sony knows it. He's literally calling them predators again. And you know it. Full stop. Yet they remain unchecked. We're not asking them to detail the dumb horror show of a production they willfully created. We're asking them to take accountability under the most generous terms imaginable, to apologize to Blake, Colleen, and the rest of the cast and crew they've hurt. Folks who acted with integrity and professionalism throughout the entire production, post-production, and promotion of the film. We all work with people who aren't necessarily good at their job, but usually they're nice people, unlike you. So we shrug and move on, but when they're incompetent predators and frauds, that hits different. My wife wasn't going to finish this film as both a victim and a proud recipient of a shitty movie and a shitty opening. The only headline would be, Blake Lively bombs. He doesn't get to walk away like that. The thing that I believe both my wife and I are missing most in this debacle is your rage, and I hope I've illustrated why that is. I have never had anything but an intense love and admiration for WME and the entire company, but I've also never needed WME like I do in this moment. I am always comfortable handling my own shit, but this is a situation in which I need, along with Blake, a sense of solidarity and duty of care. Patrick Whitesell responds at 12:42 a.m. on the 13th. Ryan, I completely understand all of this. Blake and you deserve the advocacy from us as your agents. I hadn't been aware of all this until you reached out to me a few weeks ago. But in just these few weeks, I have learned the full picture of what Blake, you, and many others have endured. I am really sorry for all of you. I am also sorry that you haven't felt the proper advocacy from us. I can assure you that going forward, that won't be the case. Warren, Doug, and I had a conversation tonight and will be deploying in the morning with the town. As you said, the most important thing here is that we don't let any of this have a negative effect on you two professionally, and that all the studios, important buyers, etc. know the truth about all of it. We won't rest until that is abundantly clear. Okay, I don't know why it's out of order like that, but 11:54 p.m. on the 12th, Warren says, hung up with Josh a bit ago, went crazy on him for not getting back to us today. He said he had been working internally to arrange a call for you and Blake with him, Tony and Tom for the morning. He was reaching out to arrange. Update on the draft. Marie Sheehy has been speaking with Jamie and the publicity team on their side. She believes there is something on their side drafted, and they are reaching Justin to talk to him about it. This is something that UMB will want to see prior to distribution, right? Or due to the time difference, you want this going out directly. Oh yeah, because he's on a different time. He's in a different time zone. That makes sense. Ryan Reynolds says at 16 a.m. I appreciate it and thank you. I think I've just hit a breaking point with this. We all work too hard and too well to take this on the chin. I'll be around today, with the exception of 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. And yes, we definitely want to see a draft of what they're putting out. I think there should also include Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer in their apology. My assumption is that both Sony and Wayfarer are going to attempt to thread the needle with any statement, and that can't happen. Needs to be an unqualified, unreserved, full-throat apology to Blake, Colleen, Jenny, and Isabella, along with the rest of the cast. Do we have any sense of timeline here? No, as of midnight last night, they've gone quiet. I've spoken to Josh again this morning, and we've started our work in terms of analytics around the conversation and bringing our team together. I think we need to coordinate a cadence with a Sony statement and Baldoni Heath statement, and it absolutely has to happen today. And I suspect other casts, not Blake, will speak to this on background or on record. Warren says, yes, agreed, we also should have a strategy call prior to your call with Sony. Yep. What a fucking dick. Alright, now we're at the Jamila, Jamil, and Jennifer Abel text that came out recently. It's fun. We're going to end on a high note. Jamila comes in. She says, oh my God, at 8:13, on 8:13 at 12:01 p.m. Shows a TikTok. Jennifer responds, yes. Audio message. I want to officially incorporate nightmare cunt and demon cunt into my vocabulary. Unbelievable. She's doing this to herself. Jamila says, she's a suicide bomber at this point. You're not going to believe the latest. Okay, what does it say? Justin Baldoni back in Sweden with the family, and walked by the local Filmstetten. I was blown away by the support. Seeing this packed, blah blah blah. Jones Works. Stephanie. Ends with us. Mom, I finally made it with love, Ralph. This is so great. They're so evil. Reports of Baldoni's alleged behavior surfaced at August 9th when the Daily Mail published a report alleging Baldoni was chauvinistic and borderline abusive on the set of It Ends With Us. You could say this is a smear campaign, really. The same day, Page 6 reported Baldoni created an extremely difficult atmosphere behind the scenes for the entire cast. Then Jennifer says, yep, that was reduced down from sexual predator. Jamila says, at least borderline abusive is out there, so she can't go in with predator. Why did this People article drop today? I could never do your job. The level of evil I would stoop to. Boost! Ha ha ha. Just now. Just now. Stephanie Jones. This is fire. Stop it. It's unbelievable. You know what? She's just being supportive right now. I'm leaving you for her. It worked. She sold me. She's my soulmate. She's my best friend. The sister I never had. The mother I always wanted. I hate you. You and your AI tits. You and your AI tits. Who cares? I have Steph, and she loves me. We don't need you, Jen. Laughed at you and your AI tits. Warmest regards. Did you see Blake post that survivors link? Dead. Oh yes. I'm so sick. I'm so sick. Probably. It's so sick. So cold. Just some stats in the link. I'm thinking about having Justin share it. Haha, no, keep him away from her. Keep him silent. Keep him in Sweden. Haha, I hate her so much. So much. I've never seen such a bizarre villain act before. She's over. Amazing. When you get to parody, it's over. Okay, so that's it. I'll see you for the next one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. Go to Docket Updates for the latest. Go to Live Wayfarer. Go to the case files. My voice is dead. Elle, Latham. That is who I am, clearly. Click it. And, yeah. Stay tuned for the next podcast. Goodness. The one before this was called Hate to Say I Told You So. If you want to know about the Epstein shit, I'm going to cover some more of that in the next episode. I wanted to get to the New York Times article today. It is not fucking happening. Stay tuned for part 7. Part 7. This was fun. Love you guys. Keep watching, keep loving, keep laughing, keep fighting for justice for those oppressed. And that is not Blake Lively. Okay. See you in the next one.